So, I'm asking myself, what's the best blower on the market? Hopefully I'll be able to answer that question for myself and you here today. But one thing I do know is it's not the Troy-built jet blower. So as you can see, I'm in need of a new blower. I've been using this Troy-built 2-cycle jet gas-powered blower for a few years now, and it has now completely gone out on me. I've changed out the carburetor, put a new spark plug in, it doesn't start, it's now useless. And now it's especially useless now that it's in pieces. So I won't be using this anymore, I won't be needing this anymore. So now it's on for a search to find what will be my next blower. Now that we have that out of the way and in the trash, my wife recently bought me a new blower for our wedding anniversary. I had been without a blower for about a month. I had been using my neighbors, I had been sweeping, doing some research on gas 2-cycle blowers, and I was going to just buy another 2-cycle blower, as I had with the Troy-built. And to my surprise, she showed up with one for a wedding anniversary gift, and it was battery powered, and I fell in love. So I was like, why not? This is perfect. Let's make it happen. What she showed up with was the Ego 600 cubic feet per minute battery powered blower with a backpack. This thing is pretty awesome, and I'm super excited about it. I just finished cutting the yard, so I'm going to crack this baby open and put it to test, put it to work. It's 56 volts with a 5 amp hour battery, which is huge power. That 5 amp hour battery should provide plenty of power. It's a brushless motor, which is very cool. It has a lot of features that are similar to kind of like an EDF jet, the electronic ducted fan jets. The same type of fan blades and propulsion system is what actually is used in here to blow out these 600 cubic feet of air per minute to actually do the blowing. So again, very excited about this. So let's go ahead and see what this is all about. As you know, I appreciate the drawings and renderings and marketing material on the outer box. So as always, let's go ahead and review what they have on the outer box. As we can see here on the front, they discuss the 56 volt lithium battery, 5 amp hour battery, and also some metrics that they've included. 8 times quieter than gas, and we don't have a way to test that personally, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear, obviously. Brushless motor, as well as what's included in the package. The backpack blower itself, it's a 2-piece blower tube, the battery, the lithium powered battery, and the 56 volt charger as well. It also mentions at the top left here 600 cubic feet per minute of air being blown out of the tube, and it's a cordless backpack blower. So let's go to the left side here. We can see it discussing the features of the 56 volt battery. You can see that it has a little bit of software on there to show you if it's powered, if it's running. I know it shows green if it has enough power, and it'll show red if it actually is dying. And it also shows a few other features of the battery, talking about its venting capabilities and a few of the electronic capabilities and technology that it has within the battery. We'll go ahead and turn to the back, and we can see that it's discussing many of the features of the entire unit itself. We see that it has variable speed. You can control it from 260 CFM all the way to 600 cubic feet per minute. We can see that the tube, the lower tube, is adjustable. You can make it longer or shorter depending on how tall you are and how close to the ground you would like it. We can see that the harness and the backpack is actually adjustable, and we can also see that it has a storage option to store the blower tube in a vertical stance, which is very nice. And as we move to the upper left, you can see that it has a max airspeed of 145 miles per hour, and it also has a weather resistant construction. And then here at the bottom again, it displays the battery and the charger, and showing that it's 56 volts of power. Then we turn it to the final side, and it's just basically the same thing as the very front, just the entire unit being shown with a few other key features that it has. The box is pretty large, and I wanted to make sure I give you a good picture of how everything is actually stored inside the box. We can see here they talk about their service if you need any help, several ways to get in contact with them, several ways to follow them on social media, YouTube, Twitter, all the things of that nature, and all of their support contact information. And again, an exciting part about this is that you can use these batteries across a multitude and across a fairly large line of products: mowers, chainsaws, several other blowers, string trimmers, and things of that nature, all within this same line done by Ego. And again, one thing I failed to mention was this is the product number LB6002, as we can see there on the top right hand side of the box. So let's go ahead and see how everything is packaged. We can see it's all fairly neat in there and packaged pretty well. A lot of plastic covering. You can see that everything here is the actual blower itself, and then we can see here that this is the actual charger. I'm quite surprised that this charger is not packaged in any plastic or any other covering, but wow, this is a very large charger, the largest charger that I definitely own in terms of for yard and power equipment material. So you can see there, large, and it's all plastic, kind of heavy because it is large, but again, it's all plastics. And again, here we see the rest of the blower. So we'll go ahead and get everything out of the box. We can now see that everything here is laid out on the table outside of the box. It actually, the unit itself comes in 4 different pieces. We can see that it's the backpack blower, as well as the beginning of the extension of the blower, 2 more extension pieces, and then the battery itself. And then we obviously have 2 more components to complete the unit as a whole: the charger here on the left hand side, and then all of the documentation that comes along with the kit there on the right end of the table. We'll get a closer look at everything. I could say that this battery is a brick, but I don't think that would do it justice, because this battery is bigger than a brick. Again, it's 5 amp hours, 56 volts. I was very excited because of the 5 amp hours. That should give me plenty of power over an extended period of time. And as I mentioned earlier, this unit is very similar to what we know as EDF units. Planes, you can see there. It looks like it's a 12 blade fan. I have not done a count yet, but I'm assuming it's 12. Hopefully you can see inside there. It looks just like an EDF unit. And that is where the motor is. It's a brushless motor, as well as with the fan unit. And then this is actually pulling in all of the air. Here we can see the trigger pull. It's very similar to Springfield Armory guns, where it has a lock knob or a lock lever. You have to be pushing that in order for it to actually be blowing. Another few components that we see, or a few features that we see here, is it kind of articulates, it can spin, and this is also adjustable as well depending on the length of your arm, which is very cool. We can see here some more marketing material that they say this is rated as a Best Buy. So again, here we have all the components laid out. I've assembled the entire unit. I have the battery charging. It did come with a slight charge, but for its first use, I'll go ahead and get it fully charged before I do begin using it. One quick thing to note is this might not even be in the full frame of the picture, but the entire tube is actually very long, and it just from beginning here to the end of the tip of the nozzle stretches over 3 feet. It's about 3 feet and 1 inch, 3 feet 1.5 inches from here to the tip of the nozzle. It's very long, which I do like. I want it to be as close to the ground as I can possibly get it, and it also can stretch even longer. If you can see here, I can turn it or excuse me, it can go shorter if you need to. I had it at its complete full length already. And there we have it there, stretching more than 3 feet just from here. So add on this part of the tube, that's probably even another foot. Before I do move forward, I'll end up adjusting the backpack to get it fitting on me comfortably. It does have some nice mesh to it and some padding to make it more comfortable as well, so I appreciate that. This is very well developed, very well designed, and quality manufacturing as well. And then we'll go ahead and jump to the components or the documentation. A lot of documentation comes with this. 3 different operating manuals: an operating manual for the backpack and the tube itself, an operating manual for the battery, and an operating manual for the charger itself as well. So a lot of operators manuals. I believe it should take about 45 minutes to get a full charge out of the battery, but since it did come with the charge, I don't think it'll take that long. There's a lot of good quality information here for all 3 components that do come with an operator's manual, but we will not dive into that at this moment. Another piece of the documentation is it talks about the other tools that this line works with. It talks about you can be purchasing bare tools without the batteries, because the batteries are very expensive. I believe this battery alone costs about $220 if you wanted to get a separate battery, but you can use them on the mowers, the trimmers, chainsaws, and things of that nature. And then the last 2 pieces of the documentation are to register for your warranty. And I definitely will be doing that. This comes with a 5-year warranty, and I went ahead and purchased the extended warranty that adds on another 2 years on top of that 5, for a total of 7 years in warranty. close out, I just want to say I thank my wife. I really appreciate it. This thing is absolutely amazing. After one use, I am already in love. It definitely got the job done, and I think its biggest advantage over what I've previously been using, which is 2-cycle, is it doesn't have an engine. It was very smooth, very clean, no vibration. There's a little spool when you do have to initialize the engine. It does take just a second to spool, but when you disengage, I appreciate that the unit also completely shuts off, so I'm not having a light blow in an area I'm not looking. For instance, when I'm using the gas one and I let go of the full throttle, it's still blowing. It still has some type of air coming out, and I may be picking something up or doing something else, and it's blowing, and it's not a controlled blow. So I appreciate that it completely shuts off. I appreciate that it's smooth, and I appreciate that it's very powerful with this 5-amp-hour battery. So I definitely do recommend it. If you like this video, definitely hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.